everyone. I'm going to be talking about my experience seeing The Cure. I think I saw them back in July and I enjoyed it so much that I just really wanted to talk about it. I don't actually completely know if it's going to be considered a super interesting topic to other people, but I don't know, I'm kind of just making this video for me a little bit as well for the sake of memories because it was such a lovely night. So I'm going to start at the beginning. Of course, as you do. It began with the huge lineup, which was to the outside of the building. If you didn't know, I saw them at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre in South Australia, and that same night that The Cure was on, there was another concert thing on as well. And there were two big lines going in. For some reason we all thought that we had to segregate ourselves, so there's the Cure people and the not Cure people, but it didn't even matter in the end because of course as we all went in we just kind of mingled around and found our way. Because we were segregating ourselves, you could tell who were going to see The Cure and who weren't, because it just had that certain look like everyone's in black, and that pretty much just said it all. It was kind of funny. When I was in the line I also met someone, I have no idea what her name is and I haven't seen her since, but temporary friend for that moment. She had a really cool black velvet cape on, so I could tell she was going to see The Cure. She was telling me how she'd seen The Cure in the past and that this time she had chosen to see them seated rather than standing, and I was saying how I was in the standing area and stuff. She said that last time she went she was standing and The Cure just played songs non-stop for 4 hours, and of course as you can imagine she'd be very sore afterwards. And so then I was kind of having second thoughts, if that makes sense, of whether I should have chosen to go in the standing area or not, but it was too late then. But in the end I was really glad that I didn't choose to go in a seat, because I really love the standing. It's just not the same if you're in a seat, because it's you're kind of not as connected with the band and stuff, and even with the audience. I feel like having a certain connection with the audience makes the connection with the band stronger, if that makes any sense, while they're playing. I don't know, I think it's an atmosphere thing, but I always try to go in the standing area when I can for that kind of reason, and you get to be close with them too, which is really cool. So I wanted to get there early because I wanted to get a good spot near the stage. I got there over an hour early. I got lost on the way to the stage though, because it's a pretty big building with stage room things everywhere and heaps of different entrances to one room, so that made it a bit confusing. But anyway, I still managed to get a good spot that was kind of close to the stage. I think it was 4 rows back, which is pretty good I think. But unfortunately, as the hall was filled with more people and the show went on, I got pushed back quite a few rows, which really did annoy me a lot, to be honest. I tried not to let it bother me and just enjoy the show, and I get it that that's just part of the concert atmosphere and everything, but it did bother me a little bit because I got there so early to try and get close to the stage, and then I got pushed back all these rows and I didn't appreciate it. So there's that, but it was still super cool, and I was still a lot closer than a lot of other people were, so I don't really mind that much. So let's actually get on to when the band were there and I was watching them, because it was incredible. So first thing that happened of course is they all came onto the stage, and at first it's oh my god, it's them, this is exciting, they're gonna play music and it's gonna be cool. But then when Robert Smith came on and he actually started singing, it sunk in, that feeling when you're going to see your favourite band for the first time and it's oh my god, you're there and you're real and you exist and you're singing in this room right now, you're not just on my iPod. I was having that so bad when Robert Smith just came on stage and started singing, and it's just, that moment just keeps popping up throughout the entire night. It's just this realization, and I tend to have that moment a lot with concerts, and it's my favourite thing. I cannot even remember how many songs and stuff that they played, because they played a lot. It definitely went for at least 3 or 4 hours, and there were just that many encores. I can't even count. I think there would be at least 6 encores. They kept going backstage and disappearing, and everyone was oh, is it over? Are they done already? What? But then they'd come back again a few minutes later, and it just kept happening. Then they'd say, oh, last song. They'd go off stage and they'd come back again and play 4 more songs, and it just kept going. But it was really good actually. It made my mind keep saying this is the last song, you gotta really enjoy it and really have fun and be in the moment because this is the last song and you might not ever see the Cure again. And it just kept happening, so it actually made me live the night more presently and excitedly and stuff, and just made it like extra fun. Having said that, there was this little couple of reassuring voices behind me of people that I think knew the schedule, so they kept saying, no, it's not over yet, it's just an encore, we still have to play blah blah blah, all these songs. So that was kind of nice as well, honestly, to have like that little reassurance going on behind me in the crowd. As I said, I can't remember all the songs they played. My friend that was there though, in the seated area, said that afterwards she made a playlist of all of their songs and just listened to it for like 3 weeks afterwards, which I wish I had done because now I can't remember all the songs that they played. But my favourites that they played, I have a little list here, was Last Dance, Burn, The Caterpillar, Friday I'm in Love, 100 Years and Want, because some of those are my favourite songs and then others are like just really fun. I was so ecstatic that they played Burn because that's probably like the #1 song that really got me into the Cure and has always been my favourite. It's also like inspired a lot of my art and stuff as well, so that was so exciting. And The Caterpillar was really fun, especially because of the chorus. Like, you know, everyone just sings along in concerts and stuff. The chorus to Caterpillar, as you know, is like quite cute, so we were all sort of doing the little humming all together, and I don't know, it was a really fun moment. I really enjoyed it. And that song in particular, it kind of brought the audience together a lot. You know, like when you're at an audience in a concert, a lot of the social barriers or whatever are kind of broken down, and just for the night you're all kind of friends and you know each other, you just sing and dance together and it's all cool. It was like that, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I just sang and danced with complete strangers and we never said anything to each other, but we just assumed positions, so that was really cool. And the same kind of goes for Friday I'm in Love. Like, it's not my favourite song, but I just really enjoyed it because it was really fun, and you know, everyone knows all of the lyrics and everything, so everyone's dancing and singing along, and it was actually a Friday as well, which I thought was suiting. 100 Years, Want and Last Dance, I just super duper enjoyed because those particular songs kind of mean a lot to me. They kept me company, I guess, for a lot of my later teenage years, like around 17, 18. Robert Smith like hardly spoke at all during the whole duration. It was mostly singing. Like, here and there between songs he'd like say something small, but it was interesting because we could understand everything he was saying when he was singing, but when he was talking we kind of couldn't. Like, I think it was a microphone issue, but it was funny because I think he could tell that we didn't really know what he was saying. We were trying to figure it out. I think we all had really confused looks on our faces, and then he said something, still don't know what it was, I don't think anyone was, but it was still funny in response to that. And he just, then other people were saying, I don't think there was any microphone issues, it was all fine, I could hear it super clear, but I know I wasn't the only one that was confused and trying to figure out what he was saying, but it was kind of amusing anyway. And yeah, since most of it was singing, it's okay. He did say though that there was like no particular reason why he hasn't been talking much at all. He says he's just been doing that for the entire tour, just not really talking, just singing. That's cool with me. This is really cliche fangirl, fanboy thing, but like every time I go to a concert and the members of the band like make eye contact and acknowledge you and stuff, I don't know, they're just acknowledging your existence for that brief moment, even if they completely forget you later on, because I've seen that many audiences before. It's still like, it's so cool. It's always my favourite. Robert Smith, no, you know, it's like, he looked at me, guys, he knows I'm real as well, he knows I exist just for this brief moment. He's gonna forget me, but just for that brief moment he knew I existed. Does that sound like desperate? I don't know, but it's true. So it was a very long night on a concrete floor in really flat winkle pickers, and I was so tired and sore afterwards. Really happy, like euphoric. I was so very happy, I was so exhausted, and my legs afterwards and my knees, they were like jelly. Like, I was actually wondering if I was going to be able to stay standing and walk out of the hall. I was half convinced that I might faint just because of standing so long, or just, I don't know, having my legs collapse. But luckily that didn't happen, which is good. After the concert as well. I know, I'm generally used to this, but I just wasn't really expecting it at a Cure concert, to be honest, but maybe like I was probably overgeneralizing when I made that expectation. But straight afterwards I turned around and there's this guy standing in front of me just taking a photo of me with his phone, like not even discreet or anything, just, oh, I'm just gonna take a photo of you while you know, like right in front of your face with my phone. I don't know, it just annoyed me a little bit, just dampened my euphoria a tiny bit, and I didn't like that, but aside from that I got over that pretty quick because The Cure, like, so after that I went and bought some expensive merchandise as a souvenir. I'll show you what I got. First thing that I got from The Cure is these badges, which are so cool. They're actually really nice quality as well. I got this t-shirt with none other than Robert Smith, and it's super cool, and it also has The Cure on one of the sleeves there. And then of course I got the, what's it called? The book. I can't remember words, but I got the book as well, and it's such nice quality. And I saw Snowy Loader, you got the book as well if you know of her and her YouTube, because she was briefly talking about what she got from the Cure concert, and she got this, and I saw it. That was before I saw the Cure, and I'm like, I have to get that book when I go, it's so cool. And I did, and I'm really glad I did. Afterwards, my sister convinced me to get some junk food, so I got some McDonald's. I got some fries and a thick shake, and it was delicious. It was actually just what I needed after that very long, wonderful concert, was some good greasy junk food. Anyway, it's getting pretty dark now, and I'm pretty sure that's all that I really had to say. So that was my experience seeing The Cure. Hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining, and if you saw The Cure, feel free to tell me all of your favourite bits from the night or the day. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.